We'll do that show with Timcast instead. We won't hold back. Here's the backstory on CNN shenanigans. On December 13th, CNN disgracefully cut short its own Iowa town hall with me after I correctly pointed out uncomfortable truths about January 6th, which CNN instantly dismissed as conspiracy theories. On December 14th, CNN then threatened my campaign on the phone with a cease and desist and had YouTube black out the town hall after it got 200,000 plus views on YouTube in a matter of hours. Yet Nikki Haley's CNN town hall was still up after 6 months. 68K total views. Sad. Ha! Later on the 14th, CNN notified my campaign that multiple qualifying polls, which the RNC used for each of the RNC debates, mysteriously wouldn't count for CNN's fake debate in Iowa on the 10th. CNN senior media reporter Oliver Darcy wrote a newsletter that castigated his own network for allowing me to infect the public with his conspiracy campaign. Oliver Darcy, you are an evil person. I hope you know this, because I've known Oliver Darcy for a long time. I have met him in person on numerous occasions. We know many of the same people, but this is Oliver is an example of malicious evil, Because I will tell you, Vivek is actually playing nice when he says January 6th looks like an inside job. The fact is January 6th was an inside job. That is a fact that is not in dispute. The only reason the media is pretending there's a dispute is because they're lying to you. Case in point. Capitol police officers escorted the shaman through the building to help him locate the Senate chambers and then opened the doors for him. That does not mean that Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi teamed up and colluded. It means that Capitol police officers who work for the government and our law enforcement facilitated many of the J6ers' misadventures. I am not talking about rioters. I am talking about the Capitol police who took selfies with people, got in trouble for it. That's what an inside job is. If a bank is being robbed and it turns out one security guard opened the door to let the robbers in, we call that an inside job. So when Oliver Darcy comes out and says it was a conspiracy theory, he is lying to you intentionally because he knows everything I just said. He is an evil person. Anyway, I digress. Commentator Van Jones said he was literally shaking when he heard Vivek speak, and my rhetoric is one step away from Nazi propaganda. CNN anchor Anderson Cooper said I delivered a soliloquy of conspiracy theories. That's just absolutely false and not true. Vivek actually nailed everything perfectly and was very light, actually. CNN anchor Pamela Brown said, and chief investigative correspondent said Vivek has a history of peddling disinformation. They're lying. Anchor Caitlin Collins said I use reasonable tone to sell sinister lies to people who aren't paying close attention and might think what he is saying maybe is legitimate. CNN's token conservative commentator, Alyssa Farrar-Griffin, said my rhetoric is damaging to the country. So that's what Vivek put out this morning, announcing that he will be on the Timcast live town hall instead. And look, it's a crazy world, but we see through it. And every day, more and more people are waking up to what CNN does. The greatest example of this is when Caitlin Collins says he uses a reasonable tone to sell sinister lies to people who aren't paying close attention. It's fascinating. That's literally what Caitlin Collins is doing. If you are watching CNN, you're literally not paying attention. If you are reading Twitter, you're paying more attention. So it's varying degrees. Watching CNN is the opposite of paying attention. It would be like a dude who's selling balance bands and getting your medical advice from him. And he's like, don't listen to the doctors, man. Buy my rubber bands. They protect you from illness. You're like, yeah, wow. Could you imagine people who didn't know the truth? That's right. That's what CNN is.